Q2, what's up? Yo, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a long summer. I have to say about that. Nice long summer. Enjoyed myself. Went out, did a couple of things. But I got an email. I got an email about BG. I don't know anyone else that got an email about BG, and I was like, oh man. They got so many people's email addresses that I saw on this little thread that I was looking at, and they got my email address, and they got a mass email about BG. I wanted to show it to you on here, but I had to look for it. But I didn't even want to get into BG like that. But I said I hadn't done another video about BG in a while, and those videos about BG always take off. So this is like one of those little trial videos, you know what I'm saying, to find out if people are still effing with BG, if people are still trying to get into this big wealth. I haven't heard about any other MLM since BG. Maybe I had just turned off my listening faucet. I haven't listened to no one bringing. I've heard people bringing things up, but then I'm like, already, since I've been burned already, I was like, yo, don't want to hear it, bro. I really don't want to hear it. But then when I got this email, I was like, yo, are people still out there promoting BG, or are people still out there pushing this gaining wealth by copy and pasting? Has it transformed to a different platform? Because I know you got to find something to do, and those things really was really gaining ground with a community of people that knew everything about it, that had so many other companies that they've been into. And I was and just thinking about that, I'm like, yo, I wonder what new just started in 2026, the end of 2026. I don't know, but it's been a while since I've found out about it. There's a lot of apps that I've been looking at. This new app that I looked at was I think it's Elena or whatever. It's not. It's an app actually on Google. Not Elena like on BG Wealth, but it's actually Aliena, Elena, and it's an investment app. So I was looking into that, and it says it invests with Chat GPT and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things out there for investing your money and stuff like that. But I was just wondering if people still doing that BG Wealth, because that shit was wild. Anyway, so this summer we went out. We didn't got much to do. No, everything was banking on making money on that BG Wealth. Everything was banking on making money on that. So a lot of things that I had to do this summer came a little bit harder than it needed to be. Even though I made my money back other ways, it just was harder this summer to do the extra things that I wanted to do. You know, the extra withdrawals I was going to plan on taking. I'd schedule withdrawals that I was going to take to do different things. And but it was all good. I started my trucking. My truck was out on the road for the summer. It was running for a little bit. Ran through a couple of hiccups, which is always something that happens when you're trying to do different things, and that caused a big hiccup in my plans as well. Not that the truck broke down. There was a lot of things that the truck was doing that was right, and there was a lot of things that operational it just was not making sense, and things started happening, and it was stupid. You know what I mean? The trucking game is the hardest game to really get into and really build. Unless you got inherited a truck company. Unless you're in the truck and you're running the truck and you're trying to build the company yourself and trying to get your own authority and do all that. Running a trucking company and trying to run your own truck on the road with a driver and all that is too much responsibility. Too much responsibility. It was stressing me out. That's the main reason why I haven't been on YouTube for a while, because there's the situations that go on, outside of YouTube that just stresses you out, and you're like, I don't really want to do any videos, even though there's a lot of things going on. I really don't want to do any videos, but it's been a rough summer, to say the least. It's been a rough summer. We've gotten out of the summer. It's school time. The kids are back in school. We got one going to sixth grade, one in fourth grade that's going to be on the news anchor for her school, and she's excited about that. And I got one in high school, and she's about to graduate. I'm getting older. These kids are getting older. They're about to do things, and I'm just trying to be around to enjoy that. And I try to make a video about us going to Alabama. I don't know if y'all see that video. If you see the video, go check the video out. I had it professionally edited and all that stuff. You know me, I don't like doing anything. I don't like editing anything. I just like creating the videos and spitting it out. But I got it professionally edited and all that. And scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it a 6. I mean, I didn't give the editor enough footage to make it great, but there was a lot of missed footage that I wanted to see if you could keep that in there, but it was all right. It was all right. You know what I mean? If we could have used some more of that footage, probably the footage that I gave him wasn't that great. But I wanted him to do something about it, make it look good, like a professional, like a professional YouTuber. Anyway, also, I did a couple of live videos. You know what I mean? We did a couple of lives, workouts, and those are kind of cool. But you don't get into the groove of your workout when you're live. There's a lot of distraction on talking to people or saying, hey, what's up? I don't mind saying what's up to people and giving shout outs, but it's just been it's hard to get my workout in and get real focused on your workout when you're trying to explain to people what's going on and all that, which that's the type of videos I want to create. But some days your mindset is not into talking and you're just into grinding. Like even today, I didn't even shave. And this would have been the biggest issue of me not posting or not recording. But I was like, you know what? We got to get back to recording. A quick update of what's been going on. BG, Stephen Beard, all those people, they're gone. And what's happening after? This is what's happening, regular life. People trying to deal with their situations, work every single day. One thing that I realized that has really helped me out, that I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, this is the best thing for you to do, is always try to find something to invest in. Keep some of your money, like your work money or whatever, put it into savings, put it into investments. I'm not really a cryptocurrency investor. I'm always in a high dividend yield investing. Anything that has a high dividend yield, I try to invest in, because I know that if the stock goes up or down, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be around, right? And it's always going to pay out a certain amount of dividends every quarter or every year. And if I can get the highest amount of payouts within the money that I invested, it's the best thing for me to do. You know, sometimes you need that money. You're like, oh man, I need to get that money out of the bank and now get the money out of the stocks and go do something with it. Go pay some bills. But if you're able to, put money away, put $25 away every single paycheck, and put it away into your into a portfolio, and just put it in like an AT&T. I don't know what AT&T. It's usually high, and what's another one? I don't know how Disney is. Disney is not really a high dividend stock. I have to look up the ones that I'm in right now. But especially those technology stocks, you know what I mean? This is what these people are getting rich on, these stock markets, and that's what I've been trying to verse myself on it. I don't want to come and teach anybody about it because I don't know nothing about it to teach you when to go in and when to get out. Still working on learning on options and stuff like that. And options are very tricky. But that's where you make most of your money if you can understand how to work those also. But I learned there's a lot of research to go on, a lot of reading, and I've been trying to do that, but it's been good. I made like $500 in like 2 months, off of the money that I made. I doubled my money in 2 months, in just not day trading, but I have been like selling and selling my stock. So there was one point that when I was selling and buying and selling, they were like, "Hey, you can't buy and sell that stock anymore because it'll be considered being a day trader, and to have a day trade account, you gotta have so much money in the account, and this and that." And I was like, "Dang, okay. I'm not gonna play with the money. I'm not gonna jump and get the high I'm not gonna jump and sell it when it's high, and then get back in when it's low, because that's what I was doing. I was finding stocks that were highly volatile for that day, and I would buy it in. I'll look at in the beginning of the stock market in the morning. I'll see where it will start off at and where it was at the day before. So depending on how volatile it is, and if it's lower than where it started at before, I'm going to try to jump in, but I want to see how it reacts when the market opens. You never want to buy your stocks pre-market. You want to watch where it goes when the market opens. And if it's as volatile as they say it's going to be, you want to look at it and just buy in, watch for it go up, get your 10%, sell it, and then come right back out and do it again, rinse and repeat. But I was doing that too much, and then they said that I can't do that because I'm not a day trader, and I have to change my account to day trading. But with day trading, I will have to have a different amount deposited in my account. Gotta have more. I think over 2,000 or 2,500, and at that point, all I had was 500 in the account. So I have around like a little bit at 1,000 in the account, but I can't do what I was doing. So what I've done is change up my portfolio and put everything in high dividend yielding stocks. I have some in ETFs. I have some money, like $200 in ETFs. You know what I mean? I want to actually build up on all my high dividend stocks at least to $1,000. You know what I mean? Like put 25 into AT&T, 25 into Verizon. There's which bank is it? Nivea, 25. And I mean all these other stocks that my Walmart stock is pretty stable. You know what I mean? It hovers around 112, 114. So usually what I would do is I would buy through my company because I work for Walmart. I'll buy I'll contribute more money in my stocks that come out of my paycheck. You know what I mean? And when it drops down, you know what I mean? I don't really mess with the Walmart stock because it goes up and goes down. But I know eventually, if Walmart's doing what it's supposed to do, it's gonna eventually go up. But it's a slow earner. Walmart's a slow earner. But there's a lot of other companies that are paying out dividends, and I'm gonna find the dividends. Companies that are paying high dividends. I'm gonna put it right here for you guys to take a look at it. So I appreciate you staying for this whole video, and let me know if you have other things. I know I'm not that guy, stock guru, but I know what to look for, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to look for it, help each other out. Let me know if you know anything that I can learn, and that we can learn together and grow and get go buy a drink together. You know what I mean? First round on me. Let's go.